What comes with this sport is stress, pressure, highs and lows. How important is it to have good people around about you, i.e. your family, in such a sport list when things aren't going your way, and sometimes when they're going your way? How important is having those people around about you at those times?
Massively, mate. I think that obviously comes into all walks of life, do you know what I mean? Having the right people, because as you just said, especially with a sport tough as boxing, you're going to have setbacks, you're going to have heartbreak, you're going to have pain, physical pain. You need the right people there to be in place, do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, mate, see, I'd be sitting here lying. There comes points, mate, where you always think to yourself, like, oh, what am I doing? Am I going to get here? Like, is it going to pay off? Stuff like that. I think you need the right people around about you, and I'm just lucky that I've got a good family and a very close friendship group that are like family, that are there regardless, through the good and the bad, mate. Because let's be honest, seeing the fight game, mate, it's literally, it's on the night. It's one guy's heartbreaks and another guy's success.
Exactly.
Like, it's the highs and lows of what people don't see, do you know what I mean? But I think that goes in all walks of life. You need the right people there, because some people take setbacks worse than others. Some people brush them off on others, do you know what I mean? But it's having the right people there can obviously make a big difference to an impact. You
come from a wonderful family. Would it be fair to say your mum and dad have sacrificed a lot to get you where you're at this moment in time in your life?
That's the way I'm today. Listen, my mum and dad gave me an upbringing that I always say, mate, I don't fight for myself, mate, I fight for them to try and give. I'll never be able to emulate what my mum and dad have done for me, mate. And I'm sure a lot of people in their own rights, mum and dads are like that, they've always give, but I've been gave more than what I've ever wished for. But at the same time, my mum and dad's always brought me up in a way where that's never changed who I'm, do you know what I mean? And it never will. So I would love, mate, honestly, my end goal would, as we've spoken about, obviously world champion stuff, but see, to be able to give back to them without even worrying about anything like that, for me, mate, would be better than any world title belt, do you know what I mean? How grateful are you for the work they've done for you? Massively. I could genuinely never repay them, mate. And it's not just the material things, the way they've brought me up as well, mate. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just a lot of love, a lot of support, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's when the going gets tough, mate, in certain points of life and in sport, mate, you need the right people there, as we've just touched on. So having them there, obviously, and support me the way they do, mate, I could never. Not just my mum and dad, mate, my brother, my sister, my gran, my papa and stuff, my immediate family, do you know what I mean? But my brother, my sister, my mum and dad, we're a very tight unit, do you know what I mean? And when I'm not at boxing, I'm not training, I like to spend time with them and my friends as much as I can, do you know what I mean? And I think that obviously reflects on the way I live and the way I'm as a person, I believe, because the support I've had for them for a young age, do you know what I mean? Who's the boss in the house? The pug. The dog, the pug. We have a joke now that I'm older, that I try and put up my dad a wee bit, but my dad's always got to be the boss of the house. No matter how big, he always says, no matter how big or good I get, I'll never be big enough for him. So it's kind of right. So I tried to go all week and actually get too flat in my back. What does your dad do for a living? He owns a security company. Right. So my dad, years ago, kind of similar to what I went through is my apprenticeship job and stuff. He was a plant mechanic, so he used to fix like cranes and machinery and stuff. But at the age of 18, my mum and dad they were married early. They were both married in their own house and stuff, and had my older brother, when they were like 19, 20. So they've always both, my mum was a hairdresser as well, my dad, but now for the age of 18, he's been involved in security. And then you enjoy it, aye? He loves it, mate, but he's my dad's like me, that's where I take my work ethic. He's out at 6 in the morning, mate, by me, do you know what I mean? And then he's back at 7, 8 at night. So he's got a good, successful security company now, with a few partners, and they're really booming now, do you know what I mean? The last few years, especially through lockdown and stuff, where most companies took a hit, he's actually grown, do you know what I mean? He's very high up in terms of like football and events, concerts, stuff like that. So he's a workaholic, mate. What does mum do? She was a hairdresser growing up, and she's always had her own dance school. But now she's just kind of a dance school a few days a week, and then she obviously sometimes she works with my dad and stuff like that. My dad's got her in at Celtic Park at the suites and stuff like that. So she enjoys that, but mostly she runs a dance school. Do you know what I mean? So that's what she kind of does. Any moves off or no? She gives you some moves. I've got the moves in the dance floor, but I've got to have a beard in me. I've got the moves, don't worry. You're one of 3 siblings, as you just touched on there. How close are you? Oh, very. I think we've always been, obviously growing up, me and my brother, we're all similar ages. My brother's a 1996, I'm a 98, and my wee sister's a 2001, so there's always like 2 or 3 years in between all of us. So me and my brother, obviously growing up as boys down the house, mate, we used to fight like mad. Like, I don't mean like kid on, I mean proper fights, do you know what I mean? I think that's how I've ended up being a boxer, mate, because all the downs I took off him as a wee boy. But I don't think he'd fancy it much now, to be fair, but we're very close. I'd say more personality-wise, I'm more like my wee sister. She's more like me, whereas my brother's a wee bit more cool-headed, a wee bit more lazy than me. But we're all very, very tight. We all support each other. My wee sister, she was a very, very good dancer for years, won multiple titles. My brother, he's a good footballer. Should have done better than what he's done. He's had a few unfortunate breaks, but we're all a tight group. Do you know what I mean?
Where's he playing now?
He's at Petershill Juniors with one of my closest wee friends, Ronan, as well. So I think they've got a game in hand, but I think if they get 4 points out their next 2 games, they win the league for promotion. So over the years, he was like me, played with a few good pro youth teams and that, but he's at Petershill now. He's at the Pisa, Springburn Pisa.
How much have they to go at your back?
Massively. My wee sister, my brother, honestly, like 2 agents, mate, they help me with everything to see like tickets, orders, setting table plans out for fans, stuff like that, just everything, mate, daily day. My brother, mate, he's like a second coach behind Joe, mate. He's doing the early morning runs, he's up with me. He's almost done it as much as me, mate. He loves boxing, so see when he goes home for work, mate, I go home. So if I'm at training, I go home. He's right in for work and he's got boxing. He actually watches more boxing interviews. I study fights and that, obviously, of course, but he's mad for that. And he knows more stuff probably about interviews and that than me. So I think because he's not made it as well as what he done in football, he doesn't want to see that with me. So he's very strict to me. Like, see sometimes, like, if I'm out at a camp or stuff after a fight, he's like a dad, he's nagging me. But I think that obviously support is only because he wants the best for me, do you know what I mean?
Is he a very dedicated man?
He is dedicated as well. He's always lived, even now, well, like, so I'm not saying there's anything wrong with junior, but it's not professional level anymore. But even now, mate, like, he's got a girlfriend, right? He'll know if he's got, like, he doesn't go out, like, for like, drinks or stuff like that, like before games, stuff like that. Eat bad. He still diets good. He runs with me every morning when I'm in camp and stuff like that. He's always naturally been in good shape as well, so he's the same, do you know what I mean?
That keeps you mentally switched on as well, so you keep fit and things like that, eating the right things, that keeps you focused in life. You need that, do you know
100%, what I mean? Mate, and we'd have things like outruns and stuff as well. See, obviously I fight, I'm quite lonely in terms of, like, so I don't mind running and stuff myself because it made it fights myself, but see, having somebody there that's pushing you, your track sessions, he's doing time, stuff like that, it's a big help because see, some days, mate, when you just can't be bothered or you're not feeling it, see, you've got somebody there that's pushing you, you can't slack, you've got it, do you know what I mean? If I'm running with him, I just can't stop. I've got to stay with him, do you know what I mean? So he helps as much, obviously, as possibly can, do you know what I mean? He's in various ways, I said, training, just being there for me, he's a big support, do you know what I mean?